I didn't leave him because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And it's gotten so much better. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's like, I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, you know, like, it's not even about you leaving him. What if it's the other way around? Like, it's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom.
I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother has done unspeakable things to me. You know what people say? Even online. That's your mom. That's your mom. Why don't people say that's your man?
Oh.
Okay.
So because you're not blood, so because he's not your blood, you have to put up with it.
Even tied with a child.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, your mom could do unspeakable things and you have to tolerate it or forgive.
Wow. Team. How's it going, y'all? I am DotSale.
Beyond directed.
Guy. And we have got to talk about this, team. We have got to talk about this. You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, and you've seen what we just watched. And I'm trying to figure out if Bad Baby is one of the realest in the game or if she's just a phony. And she ain't real. And I don't know right now. But we're about to break it down and figure out that right now, team. You know, Bad Baby, she has been through a lot in her young life at the age of 22. And the reason why is because she started out well before she was 18. She was somewhat of a childhood star after her appearance on Dr. Phil, where she was famously known for saying, "Catch me outside. How about that?" She even had like all the girls saying that, you know, and she's done quite well for herself, eclipsing hundreds of millions of dollars as far as gross. And, you know, now here she is as a rap artist, as an influencer, and doing all kind of great things. Well, I don't know if they're great things, but she's definitely a money generator. We're going to definitely give her that. So let's actually do this, though, team. We're going to look at a little bit about Bad Baby before we get into the full interview. So what we seen was a clip. It was over on Academics page, and it was just kind of explaining. But I want to go into the full interview. So we actually do have the full interview queued up, and I have a whole bunch of timestamps that we're going to go through. So we'll give you a preview of that real quick, and I'll just show you what we got. So we do got the full interview here, and we're going to watch it. But first, I actually want to do a little more looking into who Bad Baby is. Now, she was actually famous for making this quote right here that will go up to at the top. Not this one. Oh, I want to go this one. So right here, she had this quote where she said, I feel like I need to sneeze. Bad Baby says people who subscribed to her OnlyFans when she was 18 should be in jail. Now, I thought that this was a dumb statement, and not necessarily for the reasons that most people would think. It's just that it's such a blanket statement to the point where she's only actually saying that older people are the ones that were subscribing to her OnlyFans. I would actually say that it could have been possibly, you know, guys that were subscribing that were possibly around her age, right? It could have been 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 25-year-olds that were subscribing. And does she think the same thing about them? What about the kids that make up a fake profile like a lot of kids do and basically say they're 18, but then subscribe? Now they're actually watching you as an 18-year-old and they're 15-year-olds on a fake account watching you. Should they also be in jail or should you be in jail? I don't know. It just brings a lot to think about there. But even if you go into this article right here, they said just in 2021 alone, when she actually started her OnlyFans, she made $49 million just in 2021 alone, and she's continued to make more money ever since. And she was already getting money before that. So, what the person that we're going to be talking about is her boyfriend, and this is him right here, and you can see them together. I think they've been together for a little over 5 years at this point. They got together somewhere in 2020. And yeah, they've been dating since 2020. And he appeared on her YouTube channel for the first time later that fall. And they've been together for a long time with a lot of ups and downs. And you can see here, in 2023, expected their first child. And they welcomed the baby girl in 2024. After Bad Baby claimed that Travis Barker's daughter, Alabama Barker, which is this woman right here. This is Travis Barker's daughter right here. You can see her on TMZ. And, oh, that's not the one. We want to go to this one. And I guess maybe she slept with, or maybe she slept with the guy, Levon, her children's father. So there's some controversy there with those two. And they actually had a series of diss tracks that went back and forth at each other. I actually got a couple of them queued up. Right, you can hear right here. Alabama Barker made the song Cry Baby a diss at Bad Baby. Yeah, but then the crazy part about it is Bad Baby came back at her and she crashed out.
Dirty hoe, I wouldn't tell you what color socks I got. People all the way down, your time on Jacob.
25. So they had a series of diss tracks that went back and forth at each other. I just listened to those two, just kind of in preparation for this video to just see what's going on. I got some in my hair. Let me see if I can grab that. I get it. I didn't get it. Did it come out? Is it there? Hold on, help me out, team. I need someone. I need an assistant. What is that? I don't like it. It's irritating me. Doing it on camera is actually backwards. I think I almost got it. Hold on. I got it. I got it, team. All right. So they had those back and forths with each other. And then more recently, the guy actually got shot, her children's father. The guy actually got shot. This is him here. You can see he's in the hospital room. They shot his pinky off. He seems unbothered by it. He doesn't seem to care. He's actually got his vape. He's got his vape pen in the hospital. How's that? They let you smoke vape in the hospital? He got his right there. He gonna make sure he get to that vape. And Bad Baby actually in the interview was smoking hers too. So there's that. And this is what he did to her. So he ends up getting shot. So he's just around violence a lot. You can look right here, and we'll just show this real quick. This is what she posted. This is a couple years ago, actually. What was this? Okay, yeah, about this time last year. I didn't want to do that. Here, I'll just bring this right here. All right. Build the shit while we're flying it. Oh, let me get that a little bit better. Okay, yeah. So you can see right here. This is what he did to her. And she posted that, and then she had like the video and all that. I'm not gonna play all that. But they eventually got back together. And this is a lot of what's gonna be talked about in the interview. So I did want to bring this part up because it makes sense with everything that she's gonna communicate. And you're probably wondering why I said, is Bad Baby one of the realest ever? I do want to say one thing about, and I want your opinions on this, team. What do you think about this? I actually I'm of the belief that if you have children with somebody, it's more significant than if you were to get married to that person. Because a lot of people be like, that's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby mom. I don't say baby mom or baby dad about my children's mother. I just call her my children's mother. I don't really like the term of baby dad, baby mom. It just seems a little bit weird. I guess that is a way to signal that you have a person that you had children with that you're not with anymore. Fair enough. But my thing is this, like, do you believe that is more important as far as a connection than getting married? I would say that if you have children with somebody, you're more connected with them than if you're just husband and wife. I think having children with somebody is equivalent to being husband and wife. I think that's secondary. You're more tied to that person. You've now created a life together, and you now have something that's tangible that holds you two together, other than just some certificate from the state. So in my opinion, I think that's the case. I don't think marriage means anything, honestly. I think it means absolutely nothing. To get married to somebody it's worthless to me. Unless you have kids, then it makes sense, because it enhances what you already have as far as kids. So I'd like to hear what you have to say about that, team. I love to hear what y'all have to say. Y'all are very informative. Y'all are the best audience on the internet. Absolutely. Okay, so we got all that out the way, and now we are going to get into this interview, and we're going to talk about all of this because we got to break this one down, team. Now, what I will do is shout out the interviewee, and I'll show her right here. And shout out to her. Camila Arejo. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm not familiar with her, but obviously nearly 10,000 million people are. Shout out to her for almost getting to 10 million subscribers. Got to give her credit for that. That is not an easy feat to accomplish for anyone. And it's not luck that she's where she's at. So she's definitely good at what she does, and she needs to get that recognition. And I appreciate her putting out this interview. Fair use. I am using this in transformative work. I don't know if she's the type of person to strike or copyright, or if she doesn't care. It just depends on the channel. I don't know anything about her, so I'm just going to put this out. Fair use. This is transformative work. Now, I have a whole bunch of timestamps put out. We're going to start here at 22:30. If you want to watch the whole hour and 44-minute interview where they talk about a plethora of things that I mostly listen to, then you can do that. But they get into talking about like makeup and her music career and all this other stuff. That's not really the point of this video. So we're just going to keep it on the subjects we want to talk about. Let's start it here, team.
It like that, like the thing, I looked at it as my karma, and there was also a lot of other things to the situation that people want to ask me why I stayed with him and you should have left him. He never started loving you.
Wait, you're talking about Levon?
Yeah, like
okay.
he's doing this and he's doing that. All these things people say, and it's like, you have to understand that every situation is circumstantial.
And it's complex.
Like,
Can I just say, outside looking in, it's easy to look at you in your situation and be like, you should have fucking left him. What are you doing with him? Like, what the fuck? Like, and I can say, like, that's the general public's opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say everyone, like, no one thinks you and Levon should be together. Like, it is what it is. But.
All right. So this interviewee, Camila, is disgusted that she's still with this man. She can barely hide it. And you can see it right here in this screenshot that I decided to take. And this was when she had the silence. And we're going to get to that part because that part is very telling of how she feels and how most women feel about the situation. We will look at the comments of this video and see what the consensus of the people is. But what I am very interested in and why I ask, is Bad Baby one of the realest women ever, is because she actually does not demonize this man and actually gives him the credit that he possibly deserves within the relationship, and says that she is not the victim of this, but possibly even a suspect, or if at at worst, she's equally responsible for everything that's going on. Now, I don't know if he got a criminal case for punching her through the eye and swelling her eye up. Looks like she made a full recovery as far as her face looks perfectly fine now a year later. So good with that. But it is kind of funny to see the interviewee. But I'll say one thing about her that she's very, very cognizant of. It's that when a woman is in love or she really likes a guy, there's really nothing that you can tell her about the guy that she's with. She literally could be dating a criminal psychopath murderer and understand that she could be the next victim and continue to sleep with him every night. And I actually would just say that, well, we'll get into it a little bit. I'll just say that these two are probably meant for each other. But I want to watch more of this and really see what we got. We're actually going to scrub up a little bit because we got about 15 different timestamps to get to. And this is how I usually do these videos when I break them down. I've done this in the past. So we're going to go to 24:35 because we're hyper-focused on certain parts of this video.
And I saw you treating him a certain type of way, and I saw him treating you. I, as a woman, I can't. Like, if I knew about it, if you called me as your best friend and you're sobbing.
Right, and people don't do that. That's the point I'm trying to make. People don't do that. That's why it's like our own friends and family love us together and know we'll never leave each other, know how deep our relationship is. Why? They're fine with us being together. Why would I listen to you?
But you...
See, now this part of it doesn't really correlate. And the reason why is because your family and friends are surviving off of you. Like, you're the breadwinner. When you have $50 million in 1 year, it means that you could literally, right after tax, let's call it $50 million, let's call it $30 million after taxes. Just to live a normal life, right? Let's say she just took 10 million of the money that she's made right now, right? 10 million. And so I'll give you the numbers real quick. I'm just going to do it real quick. I should already have this math ready, but it would be this basically. It would be 10 times, or 40,000 times 10. So if she just invested her 10 million at an APY of 4%, she'd have $400,000 a year where she doesn't even have to work. She just has to just take 10 million, just let it sit in a brokerage account that's averaging 4%. A place like Robinhood does this, for instance. If you have $100 in Robinhood right now, every year you would make $4 off of your $100. So if you have $10 million, you'd make $400,000 a year. Now, I don't think that'd be enough for her and her extravagant lifestyle. She's probably got purses that cost that from Hermes or something like that. But I'm just saying this, her family, based off of her income, is not going to say anything to her that's going to get them exiled or taken out of her family circle. Now, they all might think something when they go home with their husbands and all that, and when they go home, they're going to be saying, oh, this guy's a creep, I hate this guy. But as long as Bad Baby's rocking with him, they're rocking with him, and that's just going to be the case. So you really can't get an honest opinion from somebody that needs you and understand that you're the breadwinner and their actual livelihoods depend on you. So, there's that part of it.
Like,
You don't need to explain yourself to the public. Like, let the people say what they have to say. Do it. You need to do what makes you happy.
She's the type of person
I know, but at the end of the day, do what feeds
and it's like
makes you happy.
I am so happy that I didn't leave him because I would never find what I have with him in anybody else. And it's gotten so much better. It's like a whole different ball game. And it's like, I always think about it like, damn, if I would have left, I'd be missing out on this.
But then it's also like the opposite end of the things could be like, what happens if, it's not even about you leaving him? What if it's the other way around? Like,
well, he's not going to leave her because she's the breadwinner. And I don't really think the way that she has passion for him and how much she actually loves, cares, and admires him, and looks up to him, that it's in his best interest to leave her. Now, he probably will do things that could get her to leave him for sure. He's already cheated once and he already punched her through the face and blacked her entire eye. I mean, we need to look at it one more time. This is what he did to her right here. Right? So, I mean, he's not going to leave her. There's no incentive for him to leave. She makes millions of dollars a year. She's one of the hottest women in the game right now, especially in her niche. And he'll never, ever be able to make as much money as she has. He's only hot because of her. Usually it's the other way around, where the woman is actually attached to the man that's hot, and they only know who she is because of him. But in this case, it's reversed. So, yeah, he'll do dumb things and he'll make stupid decisions, but ultimately he's never going to leave her. So that's not even a question.
It's just, I want you to be happy. I want you to feel loved. I want your daughter to feel loved. I don't know what it's like to be a mom. I know what it's like to be a woman, you know, but like, I've never been in your shoes and I admire how strong you are. And I want like
people don't look at, like, Callie would be raised by a single mother. I would probably take me a long time to get in a new relationship. Like, I'd be distraught. Like,
but
why would I go through
even
that?
if you and Levon decided to separate 10, 20 years from now, that's still your business.
Right.
And honestly, like, that's the truth, right? Like, you got to realize when a woman, and this goes back to what I was saying about the marriage and the child, they're two different things. When you carry a man's child, you're giving him the highest honor a woman can give. Women don't care about marriage. Men probably don't care about marriage, but I think they care about it more than women, because men tend to honor contracts more than women and hold and uphold them, right? I don't even know if these two are married, honestly. I'm just using it as an example. Like I said, the kid thing is more important than the marriage thing anyways. But when you actually carry someone's child as a woman, you're actually showing that man that you admire him so much that you want to create another one of him to last longer than both of you are going to be alive, right? That child has a 22-year jump on them. So, and then that child will continue to produce more of them, you know, as time goes on. So the attachment that she has to him, not only from a biological standpoint, but from a mental and a physical standpoint, is beyond measure at this point. So when this woman is actually communicating with her and saying, I don't have children, well, yeah, when you do, you might have a different outlook on how she feels. And to be honest, the more I've heard this interview, the more I come to the realization that Bad Baby is actually one of the realest women in this thing. Now, some people might say it's because she's young and naive. I don't really think that matters. I don't think age has a lot to do with how smart somebody is, because I know old idiots and I know young idiots, and I don't see a difference when it comes to the age.
It's nobody else's business. All I'm saying is what is out there of you and Levon is up for interpretation, it's up for perception, and it's up to be judged. Unfortunately, anything that you say on camera,
we're just gonna
or
let
to
this
the public,
ride
someone
out
has a Snapchat
in
and they
10
catch
seconds.
Levon
I had a
saying something,
timestamp.
it is up for anybody's discretion, anybody's judgment. My love, you have nothing to explain. Your job is to be you, to be happy, to love yourself. All
right, so this is my next timestamp. It was at 26. Yeah, it was 26:50. All right, let's see what happens here.
And to love your daughter and your marriage, like,
but
or whatever it
it's just sad
is.
that I can't even, like, post a picture of us, a family picture, anything. It's
Turn
like
off the comments and keep it pushing.
But I
don't need
understand.
validation from everybody.
I 110% understand people are gonna have stuff to say. It's not even like it's the people that dig deep and write these paragraphs and, like, say these, like, off the wall things. It's like, first of all, everybody talks about how smart I am and, like, oh, she knows a lot for her age, and, like, they talk about, like, my intelligence, and it's like, if I'm so intelligent,
why can't you trust me on this one part?
Why would you think?
Well, I get it. So she's talking about a lot of different things. Some people get really invested in things that have nothing to do with them or don't affect their lives, and that's the people that are writing these long paragraphs, but they are actually really invested in you, bad baby. So that's one thing you need to realize. And usually for the wrong reasons are they invested in you, but also, you know, when they're saying these things to you and they're saying that you're intelligent, well, they're saying that you're intelligent in one way, but not in another. So there could be aerospace. There could be a rocket scientist. Let's say that there could be a professor that's very, very, he's great in calculus, right? He's great in math. But if I took him through the hood, he wouldn't know what to do in certain situations because he doesn't have common sense, but he has academic sense. And he could teach me a lot of things from an academic side, but if I, took him into different parts of the world, I would be better adapted to deal with people in social situations. So what that person is saying could be true, and they might just be talking about it from that standpoint, but, they probably didn't get that across very well. But, yeah, I think it's kind of weird. Like, for me personally, I'm never in anybody's comments. Even with this situation, I'm quickly in and out of situations like this. I did my research on her a little bit. I've, known about her for a while just because of the Dr. Phil stuff and, then forgot about her for years. And then this came up. It was something that I want to talk about. So I'm communicating about her now. But after I'm done with this, I won't think about Bad Baby ever again unless something comes up that interests me. And I'm never in people's comments typing or anything like that. But, I agree. You probably don't want to listen to most people, but usually when a large number of people say something, it's usually correct. I was watching the Knicks game earlier. And they played the Pacers. And Tom Thibodeau, the coach of the Knicks, he was not playing. He was only playing like 6, 7 players during the game. And Kenny Smith, he had this crazy quote where he said, Tom Thibodeau wouldn't play 9 players in a baseball game. And a baseball team plays 9 players. So it was just a joke saying that Tom Thibodeau doesn't use his whole team. He's got 15 players on the roster. He uses roughly 6 of them on average and burns them out. Crazy thing about it is in the second half, Tom Thibodeau actually played a majority of his bench and they were able to win the game coming back down from about 15 points in the second half to ultimately win the game and not go down 3-0 and they won a game in Indiana. I say that to say that Tom Thibodeau was smart because he listened to outsiders, which is Kenny Smith, although he's very smart with his basketball knowledge, but maybe even he got that information from other people and he was able to take that and learn from it. So not all the time when people are saying things like this do they have something where they're trying to make you not be well. Like that person that took time out to write that paragraph about you, he actually has a vested interest in you, usually for the better, but maybe you don't want to let it get any farther than that because then he might end up kidnapping you, putting you in a basement and holding you hostage and telling you that you need to love him. All right, what we at after that? Let me see. Where we at? 27. Okay, 28. All right, let's go to 28 and see what we got here. I'll go a couple seconds before.
It might be a thing for as long as you can take it. But if that person doesn't understand how much y'all mean to each other and how much y'all love each other enough to stop, then that's when you leave.
But it's up to you. It's not up to nobody else.
I don't believe in leaving somebody after they, like a lot of girls, you cheat on them one time, they're gone. I've never been that type of girl. Ever. I've never been that type of girl.
I don't even want you to say that. Like you don't need to say that to make yourself feel like any sort of justification as to why you're with Levon. You don't need to prove to nobody but yourself and Jesus Christ why you were with him. I am not Jesus. I have no room to judge you. And I want you to know it is not, I want you to be happy. I don't give a damn that you're with Levon. I don't give a damn if you're with someone else, as long as you're happy and you're smiling. And when I see you on social media, you have a smile on your face.
That's what I be not like understanding.
That's
like, why don't people see that? Like, I'm not like,
Blink twice if you need help. You're not. Like, I understand.
It's just like really, it's like I feel like they just overdo it. Like a lot of things they just do, but this is just one thing they overdo.
It's because it hits home for you. It's the father of your kid. It hits home for you. And I think anything do with time, right? Like if you believe in your relationship.
So, and like I agree with her on that. Like it's one of the things that we come across with a lot of these situations where 20 years down the line we'll get these accusations and this I was abused and I went through all these different types of things. And it's usually only the women that come out, which is crazy because there's absolutely no way under any circumstance that men don't get their ass kicked in relationships all the time, especially with the current modern man. I mean, it's been proven and it's been shown in many instances where men are actually more effeminate than women within relationships, and maybe not more effeminate, but they allow women or they don't push back like maybe they used to in the past, just because this generation and my generation, and probably I say about my generation and anything that's successed us, has actually seen women as equals, where maybe back in the past, the men didn't see women as equals at all. But I've grown up with women being equal to men, oftentimes making more than men and having more higher paying jobs, bigger titles within jobs, and just really not being afraid of men in any way, shape, or form, and expressing that through aggression, physically, mentally, definitely mentally. And so for men nowadays, I'm just being honest, we don't necessarily look at women as if they're not our equals. We understand the physical part of it, but that's pretty much where it ends. We understand that if I get into it with 99% of women, I'll be able to physically dominate them. But that's pretty much where it ends. And you can't even really physically dominate a woman anymore, because the truth is that they have the backing of the police, the military, the government, the court system. So even if you can get over on them in a short time, you're going to be quickly caught, arrested, tried, and prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. So it's really no point in doing anything against women at all. And, so that part of it. And, you think about it, you want to just talk about real quick, like man on man. Well, men don't really get into it with each other very often for the most part, just because we understand the level of threat that's associated with dealing with a man. So we don't necessarily like to fight men so much, because we understand that one or both of us could die in the situation and be gravely wounded or maimed, which would make the guy somewhat a coward for beating up Bad Baby. However, when we get a little bit deeper into this, you might understand why it got to that point in the first place. Let me see. What are we at? We're at 29. 20. Okay. All right. 5 more seconds.
I'm stand 10 toes on it and keep it pushing. Because because no matter what nobody says, you're not going to leave.
We need a reality TV show. Like, I feel like if people could step, and I'm
not watching that.
I know he would too. Like,
maybe I'll watch one episode.
Take a look inside my
life
life and see how we interact, see how we are with each other, the things we do for each other, the way we think of each other. Like, it would just make people understand. It would make people understand, like, okay, I see people, people might hear things I did to him and question why he's with me.
Whoa.
I think it's
Stop. Oh my God, I fucking hate myself right now.
We gotta run that one back, team. Hold on. What did she just say? She did not just say what I thought she did. She did not just say what I thought she did. We're running that back, team.
People might hear things I did to him and question why he's with me.
I think it goes both ways.
It does. I've done. You heard.
Nope. See, Amelia, is that her name? Camelia Listen, I get what you're saying. You're a girl, girl power, go girls. I'm fine with it. I don't mind it. Look out for your own. My thing is this, though. Like,
Come on, man.
you really gonna just let her basically say that she's done awful things to this man and we're just gonna let it ride? Really? Well, it goes both ways. Not when you were talking about what he did to her. It don't go both ways. I'm gonna run that back one more time. We're gonna get to a
With
team.
me.
I think it goes both ways.
It does. I've done. You heard things I've fucking done to him. I've done a lot of fucked up ass shit to him.
Hurt people,
But
hurt people. You know what I mean?
He did.
Hurt people. Danielle's telling you right now. Danielle's a real name, bad baby. She's telling everybody she did fucked up shit to him. She wants to tell this. She doesn't want everybody to think that he's just this bad guy and everything that he does is for no reason. I'll give you an example. Picture if, and I don't know if any of this happens, I'm just giving an example. Picture if you have a girlfriend, right? Or your children's mom, and she's 6 months pregnant, and she sends you a video, and she's got a guy getting intimate with her. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Having sex with her, right? With your baby, you're looking at her baby, her stomach's out to here. And she sends you a video of her getting banged out by another guy and then sends it to you and says, yeah, he's coming all over your baby. I'm just giving an example, right? I'm not saying she did this, but I'm giving an example of why he would completely black out and end up. Because, like, honestly, what would you do? What would a woman do in that situation if her guy did something like that, right? I mean, he couldn't do exactly that, but something equivalent. She's keeping it real, and I respect her for this because most women don't take accountability for their actions. They don't. And she did. And she's real for that. And I respect a woman that takes accountability for her actions because you don't see it nowadays at all. And that's what I'm rocking with right now. Shout to Bad Baby. I don't even fault her for what she's done because just the simple fact that she's taking accountability for it as a woman gives me the utmost respect for her. It doesn't take away what she did, but it shows me that she actually has a normal brain that can comprehend what's actually going on in reality. And it means a lot to me.
He's with me.
I think it goes both ways.
It does. I've done. You heard things I've fucking done to him. I've done a lot of fucked up ass shit to him.
Hurt people,
But
hurt people. You know what I mean?
He did the exact same thing I did. He
did the
let
exact
me
same thing.
See the fire was hot. Realized the shit I was doing. Realized how this shit was. It's still shit I do. I don't.
Have you guys ever considered therapy?
Yeah,
Like, I
we
know.
do.
I'm
We
not
do.
saying.
And she cuts her off. She's trying to go in and explain all the crazy shit she did. And she cuts her off. And me, look how she cuts her off so she don't keep going in and saying all the bad shit she did. Because you got to realize, her podcast, right? Let me blow up Danielle a little bit. She shouldn't be bigger than this girl. We're going to blow her up. Her podcast is most likely going to be women that follow this podcast. I've never heard about it until just this very interview. So, there's that. So when Danielle tries to take accountability for her side, she gets abruptly cut off. We got it right here.
It's still shit I do. I don't.
Have you guys ever considered therapy?
Yeah,
Like, I know.
do.
I'm
We
not
do.
saying that's like.
No,
I'm not
we do.
An insult.
We do. We've been seeing a therapist for probably like a couple months now, but not since we moved back to Florida. But
I think
we
that's
did
important.
numerous times.
If you truly believe in it, I think that's important. I think it's important to get an outside perspective. And honestly, Danielle, stop looking at the comments.
Sometimes it stops me from commenting back when I see, like, when I think about it, like, this person probably never had love. This person probably never experienced a relationship. Or
Have you ever read the book called?
I actually agree with her on a lot of that. There are a lot of people, and the statistics show that a lot of people have not experienced true love. Like, they don't understand what it's like. And, you know, fortunately for me or unfortunately for me, however you want to look at it, I've had very, very close relationships with women. I mean, very close. Like, I've had the crazy women. I've had the obsessive women, right? I've had women that have crashed out completely for me. I've had women try to take their lives. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm just saying they try to take their lives because of our relationship ending, to the point where I thought I was not gonna be with her anymore. And then next thing I know, I'm in the hospital and she's getting her stomach pumped to get the drugs out of her system that she tried to overdose on. And I'm in there with her now, consoling her, when just maybe an hour prior, I was never gonna deal with her again. And the action of her doing that actually brought us closer and made me want to be with her. Like, there's a lot of things that go on because she's not going to do that for somebody that she doesn't really care about. Although she made the mistake early on to put herself in that situation of me wanting to leave her, ultimately she showed the ultimate sacrifice, willing to give up her life to show that she is actually sorry for her actions. Many men have not been through that. Most women are like, you, and I don't give a, and I'm gonna bang your best friend right now. Watch. So, and I'm not gonna go into everything I've been through. I'm just gonna tell you that I understand the relationship more than most people would. The only thing I haven't did is, you know, punch the girl through her eye and blacked her eye. At least there ain't no evidence of it.
Oh, the humanity!
I'm just kidding, team. But I've been through pretty much everything that has to do with relationships and women from every aspect. And I'll probably continue to go through it just based off of who I am. And, you know, so I can relate to this probably a little bit more than most people. And what Bad Baby's actually explaining right here makes a lot of sense, because a lot of people cannot relate to her because they haven't been through anything similar to what she's going through. All right, we're going to go to the silence part. Okay, yeah, I put that on there specifically. This is the silence part. This one is actually really, really funny, and we got to talk about this one, team. Was it 31:29? Let's go here. We'll go a couple seconds before.
Reader reading it, you learn the relationship and you love the man. You truly learn the ins and outs.
I just thought of, I went through so much shit with my mom. My mother has done unspeakable things to me. You know what people say? Even online, that's your mom. That's your mom. Why don't people say that's your man?
Damn, you hear that silence? We're going to run that back one more time, team. Hold on.
Why don't people say that's your man?
As much as this woman been talking, every time she got a rebuttal, she had nothing. This is what she did. Now, this is where the screenshot came from. Watch this, team.
So it's okay.
Like, so because you're not blood, so because he's not your blood, you have to put up with it.
Even tied with a child.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? People,
like, your mom could do unspeakable things and you have to tolerate it or forgive it
people
or get over it
always
because
say
it's your mom.
she should still respect her mother. She should still respect her mother. And people are going to say, oh, because she gave birth to you. No, y'all say that about brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins. Y'all do that. Y'all say that. When it's family, it's okay.
It's not, though.
She went to star power on this. She got a star and powered up on her right there. She has a point. And actually, without her saying this, and you can talk to people that I've been with, women that I've been with, and my actual thought process on things, it's similar. I'm actually of the account that when you're just with somebody, just think about it like this. Husband and wife, what's synonymous with that? A divorce. Boyfriend and girlfriend, what's synonymous with that? Break up. Mother and daughter, what's synonymous with that? There's no word that correlates with you breaking up with your mother. There's no well, maybe the father, the deadbeat dad, But you don't hear deadbeat mom. That doesn't exist. So what she's saying makes a lot of sense to anybody with a logical mind.
Judge my physical and my physical as well as my mental fitness.
And what I'm saying is that I actually agree with her on that standpoint. And I've already had this ideology to the point where when I think about relationships, if I have a relationship with somebody that's important, I never think about it from a husband and wife or a boyfriend and girlfriend standpoint, because those things are very, very volatile and they're always on the fringe. But when you have something more than that, it's actually something that can last and stay intact much longer, even post-relationship, because you don't break up with your mother. You don't break up with your sister, with your brother, with your cousin, with your family, with your kids, but you do with your boyfriend and your girlfriend, which means a lot less.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
And you got her right here. I paused at the right point. That's her face right there where she's like, you got me. And she doesn't like it.
Got a little attitude there. Is that it? Or are you just so old and ugly that you can't hear anymore?
No, it's not.
It's
But
not
I'm saying
okay.
to them, when it's family, it's okay. You must, even when it's down to, bro, one of my closest friends' father molested her sister.
All right, we're going to talk about the molested stuff. It's really unimportant to what we're talking about. We're going to go to 3312. I got something here.
God, Danielle,
So
get the
that's
fuck
another
away
thing.
from him,
Is
you know
like
what I mean?
that's another thing. When everything was going on, I already knew, and I'll explain this to you in a second. But I had already knew about him in Alabama. I had just learned how deep it was over the phone while I'm in Florida and he's in LA at her.
That's what she's talking
house,
about.
in her bed. I'm finding out about this. He's not answering the phone. Finally,
talking
when
about
we
this
do
woman.
talk, he's the type of person that just kind of like tries to get you when you get them.
Travis
so it's
Barker,
like he
that's
was
her
trying
daughter.
to hurt me because I was like, fuck you, I'm dead with you, I'm never going to speak to you again. And he told me he was going to take Callie. And I was going through a drug problem at the time. And I felt like he did have that over me and he could use that against me. So I posted the video to put it out there that, like, oh, maybe hopefully he can't take her with this being public.
Wow.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Wow. Okay, all right, team. We got to break this one down. This is crazy, team. So what she said, okay, was that the reason that she posted up the beat up video, we're going to go back to it right here. This right here, which came along with a video. You can go find it if you want to on your own. I'm not going to show it, but ultimately ended up with her with a black eye, is she said she was on drugs, okay? Something that many people have went through within their lives. I think we've all done drugs at some point in our lives. I personally, DotSale, the undirected guy, used to smoke marijuana. I stopped many, many years ago because I wanted to be an athlete, and now I am a top athlete. I'm probably one of the most athletic people on the planet that's not playing professional sports, but that's neither here nor there. What I did when I was younger was indulge in weed. I never got into hard drugs or anything like that, but I smoked weed and drank alcohol before I was supposed to, and eventually I stopped. Okay. I've went through different situations because I have children. So I can completely understand about the whole custody thing. And I'm not going to get into everything that I went through because it's a whole side story that would actually deviate from what we're talking about now. But I understand from my point of view at times that I could have secured my children from my children's mother. I never wanted to do that. And my children's mother never wanted to do that to me. Both of us understanding that we could leverage anything that we've been through against one another would really only end up in a stalemate or a kamikaze because we will both hurt each other, although I think I would have had the upper hand in most situations. Now, I'll just say this. I definitely could have got custody of my kids more than once from my children's mother, but I chose not to. But it was out there. And my children's mother probably could have leveraged different things to try to make me look bad in the public eye, but she chose not to. So what she did was said, well, when she got threatened to get her daughter taken, well, if she goes to the court of public opinion, and I don't know if I got a public, maybe this will work a little bit.
FBI, open up!
Yeah, I don't know. I need the, do I got it? I don't got it. Yeah, I'm looking for my sound effect. Whatever. Oh, I got it right here. Yeah, court of public opinion. So she want to go to court of public opinion and just make sure that, there's some sympathy for her if it does come to that. Now, I don't think a guy that got shot in the finger, this guy right here, I doubt he's going to the courts anytime soon when he's suffering gunshot wounds. I don't think that's in his best interest to get the law and the government involved. So I think Bad Baby was good from that standpoint. She didn't really need to put out the beat up video. But, ultimately she did. And, now she's got to deal with the consequences that are going to come along with it as long as she's with him. And even after that, he's actually safe while he's with her. But after he's away from her, she won't be. But honestly, plenty of women will line up to be with this guy. So I don't really think it matters. We live in a world where you can pretty much do the most egregious things, but still have a population that actually sides with you and is rocking with you no matter what you do. You could be the worst of the worst, and you'll still have people that support you. So my thing is this. When I look at it from a standpoint of why she put it out, I understand it. What he did, he shouldn't have done. But we're actually going to go into a little bit deeper into this because it gets even crazier, team.
Here is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
And we're going to see exactly what the hell happened and why he might have put pause on her. And we are going to go to, was it 35? Was it 35-48? Where we at?
So it was an act of defense.
My point was to even it out, to keep my daughter, not for the world to attack. Yes, I knew the world attacking him came with it. Yes, I knew that. But that wasn't what it was for on my part. So when people tell me, oh, well, you posted it and you da-da-da, it's like,
you knew that was going to happen, though.
I knew, yes. But my intention.
That's what you're saying. You did it.
Your intention was never to leave him, even though he punched you in the eye. I get it. It makes sense. What she just said. If her 14-year-old son punched her in the eye, well, she got a daughter. Let's say she got a son, though. Let's say she's got a daughter. Well, you can't really use the daughter because it's girl-on-girl crime. All right, let's say she had a 14-year-old son, though, and he punched her in the eye. Would anybody tell her to disown her son at that point? Probably not. All right, let's go to where we were going to go to. Is it 35-48? All right, it's close enough.
I have hurt him before, and I did feel bad about it.
Danielle. Maybe therapy.
Now, this is where it's misleading on the woman's side, right? Like, Camilla, let her cook. Every time she starts to cook and say something that is not going to demonize men on a woman's platform, she stops her. Bad Baby don't give a damn. She don't care.
Nani?
She's right here caught. And she's just like, yo, like, I done kicked his ass more than once. You caught him the one time. I showed it the one time where I blacked his eye. But there's been plenty of times where I done hit him over the head with a bottle. I done poisoned his food. He got food poisoning for 7 weeks. He's sick as hell. Cause I put bleach in his spaghetti and fed it to him. And she's trying to explain that just to balance out like the public opinion of how he's looked at and how abusive that she could be. Because the only difference between abuse between a man and a woman is if a man reacts. A woman literally could beat you. It would just take her more time to do it, but she could beat you senseless. And most of the time, the men don't react. And we've been trained like this from our mothers and from society as a whole, to the point where even me, I've been in relationships where I've never beat up a woman, ever. But I've been beat up by women. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't feel like I should be ashamed to say it. Women have abused me physically as well as mentally within my life, in relationships, and even outside of relationships. And I've yet to react in a way that was equal to what they did to me. And here we are, men getting beat up.
Flawless victory.
And not reacting. But what she tries to do, and you can see her face right here, whoa, we're not going to explain how we do terrible things to men. This is not that platform for that. Stop. Let's move on and say therapy is what you need.
I have hurt him before and I did feel bad about it.
Look at that. You see her face? The second she said that, she like, oh my God, Danielle, please don't say this. Just leave it alone. Let me stop her. Don't admit nothing.
I have hurt him before and I did feel bad about it.
And you know why she's doing this? Because women and accountability just don't add up. They don't correlate, right? So the second she said that, she's like, whoa. Us as women do not admit when we do wrong. We don't admit it. Say you were scared and you fought back, but don't ever say you were the aggressor and you just popped him over the head for no reason. Don't say he was over there playing with your daughter and you just thought about Alabama, what's her name? Alabama Barker. And then out of nowhere, y'all were perfectly fine and you slapped him over the head with the remote control and your daughter was screaming, watching you abuse her father, scared to death, hugging the dad around his leg while you're over there telling both of them that they can go to hell because you're drunk as hell and high off fentanyl and drugs that you can easily afford. Nope. Stop it. Don't say it.
What if you do?
I have hurt him before and I did feel bad about it.
Danielle, stop.
Danielle. Maybe therapy. I'm praying for you guys. Therapy. Like
This is crazy,
all I
team.
care about is for y'all to be happy.
No, we're like way
3640.
better. Like it's like not even especially now since we moved to Florida, like we don't have no friends out here really, so like we just spend every day with each other. So we like spend every day with each other and we just like find random things to do, and like I'm having fun. I don't know if he's having fun, but I'm having fun.
And then she goes on just to say, like, I don't know if he's having fun, but I'm having fun. I'm fine with it because in her situation, she getting all his attention. And attention to women is the same as money for women. So if a woman wants a man for money, if a woman wants a man for money, she also wants him for attention. I mean, this is why I'm saying is Bad Baby one of the realest women ever. And it's not from a standpoint of what she's done to him, because, yeah, she's admitted that she's done awful things. But is she one of the first women to actually be honest with what the hell's happened within a relationship? That's what I'm talking about. Are we at 3640? Let's see what we got.
Like,
And no one knows.
you can't get Stockholm syndrome from somebody punching you one time or cheating on you one time. You can't. That's not how that works.
Is that true?
It has to be active. And there's no gun being held to my head. Do you know how many DMs I get a day?
That's
From,
the
like,
last one.
All types of, I could literally, and he could as well. He could be with he's a very attractive man. He's very charming. His ways are just impeccable. Like, he could literally be with anybody he wants to be with. I could be with anybody I want to be with, and we choose each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. And
I just can't, like, I literally just can't even touch on that subject because it's like, it's not my relationship. I have no reason to speak on it. And
she is exhibiting chameleon behaviors at this point where she's actually 100% in disagreement of what she's saying, but also at the same time realizes that she's the interviewee and she needs to keep a level of not ousting her or being too opinionated within what she says, but she definitely is right there. You know, I guess just to close out, because I think, that was my last time, Sam. There was more to be talked about, but whatever. We'll leave it there. And honestly, you know, what she said with the DM situation is true. Like, both of them are getting DMs. I mean, her DMs are going to be 10-1 on his. It's not even close. I mean, for every 100 guys that hit her up, he probably gets 1 to 2 to maybe 3 females that hit him up. It's not going to be close. But the one thing about that I will say, and I know from personal experience, is that the quality of the women that hit him up are probably a bit higher than the quality of the men that hit her up. She's getting 100 DMs from losers. I mean, complete losers, right? That she would not the men that she wants. Maybe out of 1,000 men that hit her up, maybe one she might want, just a little bit. Whereas when he gets up by 100 women, he probably would consider messing with maybe like 40% of them. There's a lot of low quality women out here too, so let's not get it twisted. But his quality is probably going to be much higher, right? From that standpoint. So yeah, she can get a lot more guys that very faster, but she's gonna get a lot of guys that want to pump and dump her. They're not gonna take her serious. She already got a kid with this guy. They're gonna be insecure about the situation that she has with him, wondering why she stayed with him after he punched her through the eye and all this other type of stuff. So she's gonna be dealing with a lot of different types of men that, you know, don't necessarily line up with, you know, why they will want to deal with her. So that's it. I think that was it. We are going to go into undirected perspective. We're gonna go light for this team. I was thinking about going dark, but I actually want to go light for this. And the reason why is because I don't really think anything's wrong with their situation. From my perspective, as DotSale, the undirected guy, I actually think that they're perfect for each other. I think they have a relationship that works for one another. A situation or analogy I could use would be Bonnie and Clyde, right? Bonnie is probably not for most men, right? Clyde is not for most women. But those two together are the perfect match for one another. Why? Because they're both crazy, murderous criminals that enjoy robbing, stealing, and heisting banks. Now, most people aren't going to enjoy that, right? Most people are not just natural criminals, but those two are, so they're the right people for each other. Bonnie need not be with a straight arrow guy, whereas Clyde need not be with a God-fearing traditional woman. And because of that, they make a perfect couple. Bad Baby and LaVon, they're a perfect couple. I wouldn't want to deal with a Bad Baby. She's not someone that would align with me. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't like me as much as she likes LaVon or love me as much as she loves LaVon. But overall, I really wouldn't want to deal with probably most of the things that I'm assuming that she's alluding to that she's done, because I wouldn't put up with it personally. But LaVon will, and he will because of the subservient position that he's in within the relationship that they have. And that's the difference. But me personally, I think that those two are great together and they should be together even within a toxic relationship, because for the most part, it doesn't affect anybody else outside of their relationship. And Bad Baby referred to it when she said that their family loves to be around them. And that makes perfect sense because, you know, realistically, It's probably true. Team, y'all are the best audience on the internet. I appreciate y'all. I want to hear what y'all have to say. I know I covered a lot within this video, referring to the situation that is Bad Baby and Levon, and even the interviewer, Camila Arajo. I know I probably messed that up, and if you want to clear that up in the comments, go ahead. That's fine. I don't think it matters too much. I actually just want to give Bad Baby props, though, and that's where I'm going to end this at. I'm going to give her props for just being candid and being open. Even though the interviewee tried to prevent you from getting out anything that would actually make you get on an even playing field with him or point out any of your flaws, you still attempted to do it in a world where basically you should be able to do no wrong. And because of that, I rock with you. And yo, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? I mean, look, if you're watching this, which you might have came across it, and maybe you're just like, whatever, let me just listen to this random YouTuber that's talking about me and my situation, and you listen to this and you got to this point some crazy way, almost an hour and 6 minutes into what I'm saying, Bad Baby, if you want to help my career the same way that you help Levon's,
Bye, have a great time.
I think I'm out of here, team. Bad Baby, no, listen, I'm gonna do it one more time. Bad Baby, please give me an interview. Just reach out to me. My emails is in the description down below. And I rock with you. I'm actually on your side in all of this. Didn't I say we're gonna look at the comments? Hold on real quick. Who's gonna look at the comments? Hold on. I did say that. My bad. Or maybe I didn't say it, but I did want to look at the comments. Hold on real quick, team. We're going to look at a few comments real quick, because I just want to see what the people are saying. And this person right here starts immediately by saying, let's normalize breaking up with people for punching us in the face. Love yourselves. And this is a woman, even though she's not using the avatar of herself. Danielle. I think Danielle's a bit blind to her situation because she was groomed young. I can tell Camellia is trying to talk sense to her without crossing a boundary. And that's exactly what I was saying. She's actually trying to bird whistle to her, but she can't do it during an interview. But trust me, Camellia, whatever how you pronounce her name, next time I'll get it right, is absolutely trying to tell her what she wants to tell her without saying it. The fact that Danielle is crying and saying, I don't know, I'll never find a better him, breaks my heart. I was in a long relationship with this toxic ass man, and I was just like her, but I did find better. Danielle, you will find better, I promise you, baby. Find peace and love yourself. Go have fun. Be single for a little bit and let the love of your life find you. I would argue to say that she already found the love of her life and the person that she should be with. If men are supposed to forgive women, because she said she did a whole bunch of stuff and he forgave her for it. So why not he forgive her? Or why not she forgive him for the things that she did to him? Why are we supposed to be on an equal playing field as men and women conditionally? Why can't it be at all times? And I'll just say this, only from the part of physical, I think everything else is fair game. Other than the part of the physical aspect of it, I don't believe that there's ever going to be a time where men and women are on the same level physically. So no man should be in a woman in a boxing ring. No man should race against a woman on a track. No man should play basketball against a woman, or football or lacrosse or hockey or anything like that against a woman. Anything that's physical, I agree. But anything past that, I think it's equal. I think it's fair game. That's just me personally. Bad Baby was the last person I thought would be crying on the podcast. Camilla is truly a great interviewer. I'll give her that. She is a good interviewer. I agree with that. Doing the podcast all through all the drama and BS and still stay positive and give advice to Alabama is a grown woman energy. We really need more women like this in the world. All right, she's rocking with her. I love how Camilla didn't shout at her to leave her baby daddy. She listened to her point of view and where she came from and also tried to give a few advice and putting her well-being and happiness above. I had to pause at 27 minutes and 43 seconds because of what she said. She just honestly broke my heart. She seems like she's scared to be alone and be a single mama. She's justifying his actions, and it's honestly just breaking my heart. She is so beautiful and the potential she has. I pray for her. Did you watch the whole interview? Did you not just hear her say that she's equally as abusive to him as he is to her, if not more? I don't know. Daniel needs to realize it's okay, in caps, to be a single mother. It's actually okay to realize that her daddy isn't a good man to you. To you, not the kid. It's okay. Wouldn't feel terrible if your baby daddy did something to Callie or beat you in front of her, or if she beat him in front of Callie, the daughter. Don't you think your child would rather not have that around than deal with it at all in her life? Yeah, see, this is bad advice. It's just supporting the narrative that we should have these single mother households and break up the family, and that kids don't need balance and they just need one perspective. We don't know much about Cuz. I mean, he got shot in the finger, so he's definitely into nefarious actions, but Bad Baby's literally in a back and forth feud with Travis Barker's daughter, twerking on set. I mean, look, she got it right here. Let me show you what she's doing in the video. I gotta turn the audio off because example. So, like, realistically, honestly, neither one of them are gonna be probably the best. If he's getting shot, if she's putting out videos like this, running OnlyFans, which I've never actually seen. I wonder if I can get a hold of her OnlyFans. I kind of want to see what she got on there. I'm not gonna subscribe to her though. Maybe I can find some on X or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably forget about this after this, so I'll never watch it. But I'm a victim of DV, and I'm just gonna pray for her and her baby daddy. What is DV? Divorce? Domestic violence. Okay, yeah, I got you. You're a victim. For Camilla to keep her mouth shut instead of screaming, "What are you talking about?" in her face makes me feel like she deserves some kind of Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, so, we got some comments. I mean, most of them, you got to look at the women that are kind of explaining everything right here. And just to close out, team, I'm not on either one side. I'm really, honestly, not pro-man or pro-woman. I'm actually more balanced than you would believe. Sometimes I just have to explain things how I feel like they should be explained. But me personally, like, I don't think either one of these people are good people, which is the reason I say that they should be together. I think they both got a lot of issues, and I think that works out for them. Because the issue is, and I'm just going to leave it at this before I get out of here, because I could probably go on talking for another hour or two. I'm just going to leave it at this. If Bad Baby right now was to get with a straight, good, stand-up guy, just a guy that just has a 9 to 5, he goes and works his shift at Walmart or at Jiffy Lube or at the power plant or he puts cars together at Tesla, or he's just a low-level CEO or whatever the case is. The truth is Bad Baby would eat him up and spit him out. He wouldn't stand a chance. He wouldn't be able to deal with her. He would be like, "I love you," getting his ass kicked every night by this woman. And he would be the one on Twitter looking for help, showing his eye, blacked out after she punched him in it and dug her raptor claws all across his face. He'd be out here like Two-Face after a couple of weeks with her because he would not be able to match her energy and her aggression. This woman, Bad Baby, is completely insane when she wants to be. And she shows it explicitly. We just watched it. So, you know, and probably the same thing for Levon. If he went and got a conservative woman or a Muslim woman or a woman that was super ultra feminine and didn't have that energy that can match him, he'd probably be dragging her by the hair across the street on the concrete, kicking her ass every night. These two need each other because they match each other's energy, and that's what I'm trying to get across. And a lot of people don't understand that, and they think that, oh, Bad Baby should go get her an honest guy, get her a nice guy. He would be a victim, a DV on the other side as the man. So there's that. And she's not scared of the dude that she's with, even though he punched her in the eye. She doesn't care. And I know about these relationships anecdotally, so I really understand them. I'm gonna leave it at that though, team. I really want to hear what y'all have to say. Y'all are the best audience on the internet. This was fun, team. I really like talking about this. You know, I'm actually gonna bang that diss track by Bad Baby again. She had some bars in there. She had a few bars. I like the back and forth. I like diss records. I be watching rap battles. I like rap battles. Yeah. And you know what I want to see? I want to see Papoose and Easy the Block Captain have a battle. I think that'd be super fire. Y'all heard the Papoose and Remy. I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't really care about it, but that'd be dope if them two got in the ring and had a rap battle like on Smack, or should do it on Chrome 23. Do it on Remy on House Joint. That'd be kind of fire. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace out.